No one has ever actually found the meaning to this song before, even though some people thought they had, but you can rest assured that you were all wrong. That's right, folks, the meaning of the song Johnny Boy by 21 Pilots is about to be revealed to you by none other than Tyler Joseph's father, Chris Joseph, who I was able to interview recently. People have theorized an awful lot of things about Johnny Boy, but instead of keeping you in suspense, I'm gonna show you the clip from the interview, and then afterwards we'll go through some of the specific lyrics together.
I think he alludes to me a few times in songs, but one song, it's called Johnny Boy.
Yeah. And
it was at a point where I was in a private school, and this is when the economy wasn't doing well. I was an admissions director, and they needed to, well, I didn't have that position anymore. They said, hey, we got to get rid of this position. And I was without a job for a while. Though, you know, you can still collect unemployment. A lot of people were out of work at that time. And that was, he wrote the song Johnny Boy. It's like, here's his hero. If you listen to the song,
yeah,
here's my hero. And it's talking about, you know, he can fix a chair and do all these things, but I'm seeing him in a humble state right now, because I was looking for a position at that time. We weren't starving by any means.
Yeah,
you do expect a little bit of a severance and an unemployment thing, and it didn't last that long, but that song really bothered me. Get up, Johnny Boy! You know, like, what do you mean? I am getting up. I'm fine. I have a great outlook on life. I know that trials, you know, work in your life to make things better.
Yeah.
So, but that song was interesting from his perspective, looking at his dad. It's a good song.
I will be honest with you. That is one song I have never been able to crack. I have never understood, and I don't think that anybody else gets it either.
Yeah, well, it is. It was written to me. I was Johnny Boy. Get up, Johnny Boy, because, you know, and it was during a time where things were tough because, you know, we'd made enough money to get by, and then I, you know, was unemployed for a matter of months, and he felt his dad. He probably felt insecure seeing that I was, you know, looking for a position, another job. So that might put it in perspective for you.
So, based on what Chris was telling me, it sounds like his position might have been downsized during the Great Recession of 2008, or at least near that time. It would fit in with a timeline of how old Tyler must have been when he was writing Self-Titled, which would have been early college-aged-ish. And that great 2008 recession was a time of upheaval for a lot of people. Personally, I didn't have to experience it too much because my dad worked for the government, but lots of people lost their jobs. Unemployment was huge, the stock market was down, and people were worried. I look like a freaking fluff ball. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah, let's take a look at some of these specific lyrics. No one really knows his mind, and no one knows behind his eyes. The man deserves a medal, but he's never really won a prize before. Now, I'm sure Chris Joseph has won prizes before, but my guess would be that Tyler here is talking about how his dad is a humble leader. Oh my gosh, do you have to mow your lawn while I'm filming a video? He works hard, he does right by his family, and as we saw from the video, he prides himself on responding well to difficult situations. And what keeps him going? Well, he has fallen in love, he knows it's enough, and the world looks down and frowns. My guess would be that Tyler is talking about the love that he saw his father had for his mother and for the rest of the family. I particularly liked this stanza because it felt like one of the few times that 21 Pilots has gotten very time specific. Like, obviously Level of Concern is about coronavirus and of course other things that Tyler's experienced, but talking about major social events, he kind of refers to it in this stanza. He says, they deflect the disrespect when they say that they blame it on the times. I'm not 100% on this line, but I think that it has something to do with saying, hey, it's just a rough shot, you know, bad things happen to people, and they kind of pass it off and they don't recognize just how heroic he's being for his family by getting back up and keeping going. And I think maybe one of the most special lines to me is when he says, we all know you're qualified to fix a chair and love your wife. They all know you're qualified. And why is that special to me? Well, I think it's because A lot of times we use the word qualified to say you're qualified for these job requirements or these applications, and Tyler was probably watching his dad apply for jobs and hearing his dad talk about how maybe he was or wasn't qualified for particular jobs, but Tyler's thinking to himself, well, you're qualified to love your wife and to fix a chair, and those are the things that Tyler sees happening at home, and that is part of why he holds his dad in such high esteem. The final lines are some of the oddest to me because Tyler sings, "Get up, Johnny boy, get up, Johnny boy, get up, because the world has left you lying on the ground. You're my pride and joy, you're my pride and joy," which is usually something a dad says to a son. And this makes me wonder if maybe Tyler's singing from the perspective of God, because Tyler is a Christian, right? We know from some interviews and things he's talked about and from the general ideas of a lot of his different lyrics. And I think the language being used here sounds like it's more from a father, a heavenly father's perspective, than from a son's perspective. So I wonder if Tyler was playing with the viewpoints and perspectives a little bit there, which would be something very experimental and weird for him, something that he just hasn't done a lot of in the rest of his lyrics. But overall, a very cool song, and I've got more explanations from Chris on their way, and I'd like you guys to vote down below which one you'd like to hear next. We've got Kitchen Sink, Pet Cheetah, Migraine, Holding On To You, and Hometown. Now, fair warning, with Kitchen Sink, it's more just goofiness, and we don't talk about what a kitchen sink is because, guys, that's a secret. And some of these other ones get a little more silly rather than serious as well, but I'll still go ahead and let you make the choice. Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my patrons, and if you guys would like to see my other video with Chris Joseph, where we talked about House of Gold, you can go ahead and click right here. And I'm too far away from the camera to turn it off, so bye.